Hello. Okay, great. So I'm just experimenting with working directly with Facebook, with going from Zoom to Facebook, with going from Zoom to YouTube. I'll just kind of see what works for people better. Um, Steve Barnes here, and I'm thinking through basically Sunday thoughts, getting myself ready for the week. And the thoughts I had today had to do with the fact that it's kind of strange to be at a point in your life where you know that if you navigate a finite series of tasks, you'll change your life for the better. My sense is that the magic formula got us to this point, and the Brendan Burchard's High Performance Six is helping us understand how to perform at our highest levels. The other thing that's really nice about the High Performance Six is that both Jason and Tananarive have bought into it so that it's easy to communicate with my team. All I have to do is talk about, are we focused on, uh, clarity? Are we bringing our energy? Do we have a sense of urgency? Are we being productive? Are we understanding how to influence people? And are we acting with courage? Just you can literally look at those things, all of which can be developed, none of which are innate, and actually increase your capacity. So, if we pass this test, we'll have better access to the machinery of movie making and be able to find Jason an apprenticeship, even if it's unpaid, because we'd be able to pay him to learn. This would be perfect for the summer. So the timing is exquisite. So my motivations to do my best are what I would call global here. They affect all areas of my life. Just want to say hi to the people who are listening. Hi. So that if you have any questions, you can post them and I can answer them live. Uh, anyway, so I said that my motivations are global. So let's take a look at what I mean by that. I mean that the motivations affect all major areas of my life. Survival, belly, brain, heart center, head center. Survival, belly, brain, right? Sure, I'll be able to, working with the union stuff, I get, expand health insurance. It's paying for room and board, savings, retirement, money to travel to Manila in 2026, as well as protect my health and fitness, so that I have a great time, hire coaches if I need to, all sorts of stuff that relates to that, right? What about my heart? Emotions, sure. Tananarive and I have dreams of what it is that we want to accomplish. She has her own individual dreams, and I've promised to do all I can to support those dreams. I have dreams for Jason, and Jason has his dreams. And if I can make this work, then I will be creating a path that he can follow. He can take a look at the way his dad makes plans, deals with disappointment, deals with success, builds teams, whatever it is, and he will know how to do what he needs to do to reach his dreams more clearly because he's seen his dad do it. In my own dreams, let's not leave out my dreams. I have hopes and dreams and needs and all that stuff too. My last remaining major real goal is to have a major motion picture and sit in the audience watching a crowd enjoy it. That's the last one left from childhood. So I really want that. What about head center? And I look at that as career, right? Uh, Absolutely, up one side and down the other. Total life shift and moving to a position where I can see if Lion's Blood, I think it's the best of my novels, is a possibility. I personally doubt it. It's too radical. And there are too many people who think that they're woke who really have some feelings that would make them kind of say, well, I don't think that we're quite ready for this one yet. So I don't think so, but I'd like to get to a point where I can see. I'd like to do my best. I'd like to feel like I've done everything in my power, and then we'll see what happens. So when your goals, if you can see how my goals are connected to all three levels, when your goals are clearly connected to all three levels, then motivation is no longer a factor. It's no longer a problem. You'll have hunger, and hunger is better than motivation in that sense. It gets you out of bed in the morning without effort. There's two aspects of this, of course. There's fear of pain. I may starve. I have hunger pangs. It hurts. And joy. Can't wait to have those waffles. So you have both of those things working for you. And maybe for the first time in your life, you'll have both the pain and the pleasure. If you have a clarity on how these things relate to all three areas, how do your goals relate to your body? How do they relate to your emotions? How do they relate to your career? Positive and negative. All you have to do is use logic to judge if you have a valid map or model for your goal. Does it make sense? Do you believe that if you did it, if you spent the next 8 hours, days, weeks, or months with a particular daily ritual, you would reach your goal? Let's say your goal is to finish one story a month. If you write one page a day, you'll easily do that. So you know that would work. You can't necessarily guarantee that you'll publish it or that it'll be good, but your job is to just finish the story. The question of good comes from other things. Once you've learned to have the discipline to write stories, then you start learning how to improve your imagery and your use of vocabulary and how honest you're being about the emotions and so forth and so on. But that's all secondary. If you're not writing, you're not even in the game. As long as you can see a clear map to what you want, then you can turn up the pain of inaction and the pleasure of action and accomplishment. Really force yourself to feel and see and hear, not just the positive results, but the potential negative ones if you don't do it. And let me repeat, and this is critical. Do not do this unless you really believe these actions will produce the given result, like finishing a story. You have to have done your homework. You will know if you believe it, because if you believe it, pain will motivate you to act. If pain does not motivate you to act, you don't really believe it. That's what leads to one of the things that can lead to depression. The sense that you're in pain, but you don't see any solution. So it's critical that you can see a solution and you get your goals down small enough that you can believe, okay, if I take one step and then another step and another step, I will eventually reach that mountain. You have to believe that. Then it's just a matter of how do I get myself to do it, okay? And I cannot overemphasize how important this is. You have to get to the point where you can see that there's nothing stopping you except yourself. You have to get to that point. Let me take a look and see if not we have any comments, questions. No, okay, we don't have any comments or questions yet, so I will just keep going. For instance, if, say, once a week you spent 5 minutes pushing yourself into misery about trashing your health, destroying your relationships, and descending into poverty, in connection with some particular goal. Really see it, feel it. I mean, until you're, the way I put it, crying out of your nose. Really let yourself feel the misery. Once again, don't do this unless you have a path that you believe that if you did it, you'd get to what you want. Don't just give yourself misery. Give yourself motivation. Then once you've done that, get up, shake yourself out, really change your physiology, and then imagine the positive result of action. Do the same thing. Spend 10 minutes imagining the positive result that you could have if you took action. Really get into it until you feel more joy. However you quantify the misery you feel twice as much joy. This game, you have to quantify it in a way that makes sense to you. See and hear and feel the positive result. Then get into your week. So you can do this every week. And you can do miniature versions of this daily or even multiple times a day. You can piggyback this onto your 5-minute miracle. See the path leading to pain. Take a deep breath. And see and feel the path leading to joy and service. Service is important. Because there's a part of us that can do more for others than we can do for ourselves. If you will do this with each of your major goals, you should have one major goal in each of the three major areas of your life. You know, something with your physical, something with your emotional, and something with your career, your educational, your intellectual goals. In each of those goals, you connect to all three levels of your being. So, you take your intellectual goal about finishing stories. How is that going to affect your health? How is that going to change your emotions? Your relationships. If you can see, in any real goal will affect all levels of your being, because we're so thoroughly interconnected internally, that psychotensegrity thing. This interweaving of goals, so they operate at all three levels of our being: our bodies, our emotions, our minds, our physical health and fitness, our relationships, our careers. To have these goals in all three arenas and connect them to our being in every conceivable way, so that everything we're doing is a different version of taking care of ourselves. If you remember that the meaning of life is to move away from pain toward joy and then to give service. I'll say that again. The meaning of life is to move away from pain toward joy, embrace joy, and then to be of service to the world. As long as you're on that path, as long as you're taking just one step away from pain toward joy, one step from joy to service, serving your community, taking care of your family, taking care of your neighbors, supporting the causes that matter to you. If you're just taking one step a day, you will feel complete. You'll feel that you are engaged with your life. Life is the progressive realization, or success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. And moving away from pain, embracing joy, and giving service is as worthy a goal as you can get. So, those are my thoughts today. I've got a ton of work to do this week. It's transformative work. If I can do this properly, I'm at a different stage in my life. And I want to be sure that no matter how busy I get, I'm leaving a trail of breadcrumbs. I'm talking to a younger version of myself. I'm talking to myself 30 years ago. And you people are on your own paths. Maybe part of your path is similar to my path, in which case, if you are just beginning or you're not as advanced as I am in that particular way, you're probably more advanced than I am in some other things, though, then my thoughts might be of use to you. And please be sure that if you like this, if this works for you, share it. Share it to your friends. If you like the way that I think about these things, come and join us on Saturdays at the Fire Dance meetings. And you can do that simply by giving me your email address at www.stephenbarneslist.com. If you have, please give me some likes, some loves, if you enjoy this, so that I know what it is that I can do for you. I really want to give this away. And the more clarity I gain on the power of this approach, the more critical it is for me to give this away, because I see so much pain in the world. I see so many people who are unhappy, so many people who feel desperate, so many people who feel lost. And I really honestly do believe that we together and individually can fulfill ourselves at higher levels and make this world a better place. That's kind of what I wanted to say today. I hope all is well. And I would love to hear from you. You take care, and I'll talk to you later.